Live ahead of, it doesn't happen very often in bilateral series, especially in India, but a do or die game for the Indian cricket team versus the same team that gave a shellacking.
Yes, in the ODIs.
Which got the shellacking
in
the ODIs.
Yes.
New Zealand winning that first T20I that happened in Ranchi. And this is a must-win game, not too far away from Ranchi. They've taken a short flight to reach the city of kebabs and Bada Imam Bada and Chota Imam Bada. And you know, if you go to Lucknow and you go by a train, you know what's written in the platform when you at the railway station? मुस्कुराइए आप लखनऊ में हैं. So will the Indian team muskurao or not today? That is the big question.
Actually, I was wondering on my way to office, I was wondering if it would be raining in Lucknow, because Lucknow isn't too far, but then I checked, it was bright and sunny.
It is, yes.
It's just 5 hours from here.
I know, but Western UP is in a different climate zone altogether. Oof. Very windy.
Is that Western? It's more central UP.
It's central UP, yes. Windy.
Western UP is Meerut.
Yeah, and where we are. Noida. But anyway, we will smile come whatever may. Even in Lucknow or Potchefstroom, we will still smile at the end of the day.
Why?
How do you know? Potchefstroom, yes.
Yeah, Potchefstroom.
Potchefstroom, yes. And remember, see, whenever India have been bogged down, say they lost the first match, 2016 Sri Lanka, they lost on a green track in Pune. They bounced back to win.
Yeah.
And same here, you can expect India in their own fortress to win. India is their fortress, so they rarely lose. See, 10 years they lost only 3 series.
Very confident he is.
Huh?
Yeah.
Right?
No, but he was confident when we were doing the look ahead to the under 19 also. I said, yeah, England, no, India's जीतेगा तो India ही है.
See, today in the video which I have done, that we are looking at Super Sunday, right? I had gotten 4 predictions. I had to make 4 predictions. One luckily came right, Novak Djokovic, which I
that
said,
anyone would have. Come on, that's
Tsitsipas could have challenged.
No.
95% people would have said
Novak Djokovic. Yes. Then second, I said India will win the under 19 World
That
Cup.
was also, I think, pretty easy. India versus England.
I wouldn't have picked. Anyway, जीतेगा तो.
India versus New Zealand, I had said India will bounce back and the decider will happen in Ahmedabad. So that's 3.
But that we have to wait for that to come true.
That's what I said. If you ask me who was going to win, I would have said India are winning this.
And fourth,
Belgium versus Germany Hockey World Cup. I picked Belgium.
That's easy. I would have also picked Belgium. That's easy.
Yes. So
out of the 4 predictions you've made, 3 though even I would have picked. But
except under 19.
And except under 19.
But looking at the performance,
I want to know, how are you also so confident? He gave his reasons of why he's confident that Indian women will win.
Hardly been challenged in this entire tournament.
Except against Australia.
Head and shoulders, Australia.
We lost by a big margin there.
We lost by a big margin.
But so is England.
And England had beaten Australia, no?
Yes. In defending 100, 99. They were bowled out for 96.
They had to defend 99, I think, and they were bowled out for 96.
3 runs. They lost by 3
No,
runs.
but by that logic, you are saying that you would have said India will win the under 19 because they've been dominant. So is England. They've not lost a single game. But then why were you confident that India will win? I want to know.
I think experience also. Do we have anybody in this under 19 English team, anybody who's playing at the senior level?
Nope.
India has 2.
2 of our best hard hitting batters, Shefali Verma and
Richa Ghosh.
Richa Ghosh, I don't think she's had much opportunities to.
Before this under 19 World Cup, she had starred in the series against Australia. And it was her one knock that got India to that super over, which gave Australia their only T20 loss in 2022. So and that is why. New Zealand have chosen to bat.
Because they won the last game batting first.
Yeah. Oh boy. So New Zealand have won the toss and they have chosen to bat at the Ekana Stadium.
For me. I would have still, if I would have been the captain,
Maybe there's no due. Because Ranchi Lucknow distance isn't much, and what happened last game, surprisingly,
yes,
there wasn't due.
Last game there?
Wasn't due. Later I was reading, because Hardik said at the start that I can see dew setting in and it will be due.
Yeah.
I was like, no, but eventually when I was reading some post-match comments, the New Zealand team was saying, very surprised, there was no dew.
I saw in the mid innings after New Zealand had scored, played their innings, I saw those ground staff clearing the dew.
Maybe after clearing, there was no new dew that settled in.
And also, now they use that chemical also.
Which prevents the dew from setting in on the ground.
Yeah. So, and one reason could be, another reason maybe could be the inexperience in the Indian batting. You post a good, decent total and then ask the Indians to chase it down. There is a bit of inexperience in the Indian team. In fact, we saw a few visuals where Rahul Dravid and Hardik Pandya were having, even Vikram Rathore, they had a conversation with Prithvi Shaw, although I'll be surprised if he gets a chance to play.
No
I
chance.
don't think India should make any changes. Because you want to come back in the series.
And
not making any changes will
It
not
means you're sticking with the core, you're sticking with the stability factor.
and one loss.
One loss, it happened in 2021.
No, but how does it guarantee you come back? I'm saying I agree with you
Yeah.
that making changes will show that you're panicking, which they should not. I agree. But if they have to make a comeback, there's no guarantee. If you don't make a changes, you will win. You could make changes and still win.
Yet again, that same question will then crop up. Players, are they getting the right amount of chances? Whether you're giving them too long a rope or too short a rope, uncertainty, all that factor will come up yet again if you do those changes.
No, and also if Prithvi Shaw has to play, then he comes in place of
You
An
will have
opener
to either Shubman.
Ishan or
because
Shubman.
Ishan, then you don't have a wicket.
We don't have a wicket.
No, Rahul Tripathi keeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you'll have to.
Yep. Tripathi will then. Okay, so the playing 11 is for India: Shubman Gill, Ishan Kishan,
Yeah.
Rahul Tripathi, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, Deepak Hooda, Washington Sundar, Shivam Mavi, Kuldeep Yadav, Yajuvendra Chahal, Arshdeep Singh. So no Umran.
One extra spinner.
One extra spin.
Yuzi comes in for Umran.
Yep.
Simple, one change.
So you got 1,
Yes.
2, 3, 4. 4 spinners.
Yeah.
Deepak Hooda, Washington Sundar, Kuldeep Yadav, Yajuvendra Chahal.
Yeah.
And 2 pacers, Arshdeep, Shivam Mavi and Hardik Pandya. 3
They've
pacers.
strengthened their stronger suit, which is spinners, because you have a bit of experience there in spinners. Yuzi Chahal has played so many T20Is, T20s. Kuldeep Yadav is there, Washington Sundar. I think amid all these, at times we question a few players. I think Deepak Hooda also you may have to look at.
Yes.
Deepak Hooda. The role that he has been assigned, has he been performing it consistently? One odd good innings he has played, but if you look at the overall record that he has, I think he could also be.
I may have looked at one change, just with the fact when, because you also mentioned it earlier that the batting is a bit inexperienced, and we saw that, and you're chasing because you had extra bowling options last time. And remember we were talking about how Umran hardly got a chance to bowl,
Yes.
how Deepak Hooda could have finished his 4. I'm just saying, could they have looked at dropping one bowler and bringing in a batsman? In which case, let's say you bring a Prithvi, get Shubman to bat at 3,
Yep.
Tripathi, everyone goes a step down. So you get, let's say, I don't know, Ishan and hypothetically Prithvi opening, Shubman 3, Rahul 4, Surya 5, or Surya 4, Tripathi goes to 5, and then Hardik and so on and so forth. That way you would have strengthened the batting, because then you would have had so let's say you dropped Umran, assuming Umran would have been the guy that goes out and you got a Prithvi in, then you got 3 fast bowlers and you would have had
Yep.
3 spinners.
3 spinners, yes.
In Washington, Kuldeep and Hooda.
Hooda.
3 spinners, 3 fast bowlers, still you would have had 6 bowling options.
Umran Malik, just on the basis of 1 over, not even 1 match.
Yeah.
1 over.
I agree.
Is it fair?
No, it's not.
Not at all.
But
Shivam Mavi, local boy, I understand, but
no, only benefit I'm giving is that they didn't drop him because they think that he's not good enough, but maybe dropped him because they thought they need an extra spinner.
and also
That's
maybe, batting. When we talk about batting, Shivam Mavi can actually bat, And we know that Umran Malik may not be as good a batter as somebody like Shivam Mavi. Shivam Mavi is a pretty good hard-hitting batter. Huh?
Yes.
And maybe the change has happened because you think you need another spinner for two reasons. One, obviously, may have seen the pitch and thought, let's go in with that spinner. And also what you saw last game, the impact that spinners had. And you thought you needed an extra spinner. So you had to remove one fast bowler. You went with Umran, you could have gone with Shivam Mavi, but as you point out, maybe
in the last game?
Daryl Mitchell and Devon Conway. And before I make for any further point, England have been bowled out for 68 by India. And it is an interesting target, 69.
Interesting?
Yeah.
What is so interesting about this target?
The lowest total in the final.
It's the inaugural Under-19 Women's World Cup.
So, the leading wicket takers were Titus.
No, he's saying any final. Lowest total in any ICC final.
Yeah.
I can say that.
Yes.
How many did Pakistan get? 100 in?
They made 100
in the 99.
2006.
99 World
132.
Oh, that was...
The Under-19 World Cup 2006, that was 109.
Yeah.
87.
Also Pakistan.
Pakistan won that. So, Titus Sadhu from the land of Jhulan Goswami, 2 for 6. Archana Devi from Kanpur, 2 for 17. Parshvi Chopra, yet again showing her brilliance, 2 for 13. Mannat Kashyap from Patiala, 1 for 13. Shefali Verma got a wicket. And Sonam Yadav from Firozabad.
Shefali Verma's birthplace.
From Rohtak, Haryana. Yes. Yeah. The captain got a wicket. And that is why it's advantage India. Hannah Baker, she got the wicket of Hannah Baker, stumped. Richa Ghosh stumped. Shefali Verma the bowler. So India will need 69 to win the inaugural Under-19 Women's T20 World Cup. And
by I think 7:15.
No, they'll take a 15-minute break also now.
Yeah, they'll take a 20-minute break.
7:40.
7:30?
40.
7:40.
45.
Yes. So India are dominating the Under-19 circuit. Last 4 out of the Under-19 editions, 3 have been won by India. 18, 22, now 22, the women. The loss was 2020, that too in the final.
Okay.
Yes. So that is the situation currently at Potchefstroom. In England all out for 68. India will need 69 to...
I'm just giving a live incoming.
Yep. Okay. So, yes. We hope that with the women having done so well,
Leave this here.
that the men now do it. That the women also they will give us success. Now the men should hopefully do it in Lucknow and help India square the series 1-1.
And then play the decider. So, So let's, as far as the Under-19 Women's World Cup is concerned, Indian team, as I'll just repeat for those who've just joined us, the Indian team has bowled England out for just 68 runs.
Yes.
And I doubt if England will be able to defend it. So the inaugural Under-19 World Cup, just like the inaugural T20 World Cup, was won by India. Maybe today, fingers crossed.
And it will be the beginning of a rather golden period for women's cricket, if you have to look at it in India, because the Under-19 World Cup success, India, the senior team are doing well in the tri-series. They're in the final against South Africa that they'll play on February 2nd. Ideal build-up for the T20 World Cup that will begin from February 12th. And in March, you have the Women's Premier League also. So it's a golden 3-month period for India women's cricket, if you have to look at it. So this is the start. One hopes that the senior team does well in the T20 World Cup, which will also be held in South Africa. And we have the Women's Premier League starting from March 5 onwards.
Yes. So, and over to Lucknow now, where the Indian team actually, they also need a win. Otherwise, they will lose this T20 series to New Zealand. And India have made just one change. They have left out Umran Malik, and in place of Umran Malik, they've
gotten Yajuvendra Chahal back.
Yuzi Chahal makes a comeback.
Yes.
Into the playing 11.
Big game for Arshdeep. Because after
New Zealand, they haven't made any change?
No, they are unchanged. This team has been unchanged. So this is the New Zealand team at this point in time. We have got Devon Conway, Finn Allen, Mark Chapman, Glenn Phillips, Daryl Mitchell, Michael Bracewell, Mitchell Santner, Ish Sodhi, Jacob Duffy, Lockie Ferguson and Blair Tickner. We still don't have the Trent Bolt lookalike of Ben Lister. Henry Shipley, Michael Rippon, Dane Cleaver, they still are in the bench. So that is the playing 11 for New Zealand, and they have got a pretty power-packed number 4 to number 7. That is the key difference for them. So can we take our leave then? And let's focus on the Under-19 World Cup, or do you want to take some questions?
Yeah.
Questions please.
Still have a few.
Yeah, we still have time. Yes, February 12th, India versus Pakistan, the opening game for them in the T20 World Cup. And we are waiting for some questions. In the Lucknow T20 matches, Meet Soni is saying 8 played, batting first 5-1 and bowling first 3-1. New Zealand scored 183. Okay. And which other thing? That's so funny that BCCI are now taking bilateral matches more seriously in ICC championships. Mind to play all. I don't want to argue on that point, because I think that they are taking both seriously.
But how do we know that?
I know.
How do we know that BCCI is not, or is taking bilateral series more seriously than ICC?
Exactly. I mean,
see, at the end of the day, you are professional players, professional athletes. You have to win anywhere and everywhere you play. It's just that we've been a little unfortunate in the past few years that we've not been, or rather the Indian team has not been able to win those ICC tournaments. But yeah, bilateral series we've done really well. So that does not mean that ICC does not hold any importance. ICC tournaments don't hold any importance for the Indian team.
exactly. Some more questions, Anurag? Yeah. Which captains, okay, wait. Huda performed well at number 3 in IPL International. So why don't we play him at number 6 and push Rahul Tripathi at number 6? That is what Shubham Garg is saying. Huda at 3, Tripathi at 6. Because Tripathi did look out of depth in that Ranchi ODI, struggled against the 128, 130 kmph speed of Jacob Duffy's outswings. So, yeah.
No, for me, if you ask me, I think your best batter in T20 is Suryakumar Yadav. So I know he's done well at number 4. He's won you games there. He's played some very crucial knocks, even in the World Cup. There were a few matches where perhaps he was the reason why suddenly your score or your total would swell in the end. So, but I still feel if he is your best batter, get him to face as many balls as possible, because it's just a matter of 120 balls. If he gets to play 30 or 20, 30, maximize it as much as you can. So I think number 3 for me should be Suryakumar Yadav. If Virat is not there in the 11, Suryakumar Yadav should bat at number 3 for me.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, Deepak Huda and Rahul Tripathi, I guess you have to figure out their batting positions. Then and only then, I think you'll have a very stable batting core. Because if you don't know their positions and you shuffle them around, then you will have that same issue, playing with a very top heavy or an anchor heavy top order, or you've got a very volatile middle order. That kind of a situation could crop up in the near future. So we hope that Huda gets his batting position right along with Tripathi, because I don't see this Indian cricket team making as many changes as we had in the previous regime. So Akash Bharadwaj, do you see Mavi in 2024 apart from Umran?
Interesting question, yes. But I have my doubts. Because I'm not sure that if Umran will be there or not, but if everything goes well, if all your players are available, I think Siraj and Bumrah will certainly be there in the 11. And Shivam Mavi, I'm sure he'll get a consistent long run, decent run at least, before the management or the selectors finally take a call on Shivam Mavi. So that's one thing. And Umran Malik, at times I do, and not to forget, by the way, if Shivam Mavi does well consistently over a period of time, that batting, because he can tonk the ball well and hard and long, I think that also gives him an edge. But is he so good that he can make the cut, leaving out, because
I think it will be a contest between Mavi and Umran for the third pacer. For the third pacer slot, because Bumrah and Siraj are certain.
No, but have we discarded Arshdeep Singh?
If he doesn't do well, then I think you'll have.
If he doesn't, if Mavi doesn't do well, he will also not be picked. If Umran Malik doesn't do
Yeah.
so that too we know. So if to make the cut,
Maybe.
you will have to do well.
Maybe if Arshdeep has a very underwhelming next 3 months, supposing, and Mavi and Umran's fortunes see an upslide, then I think the fight for the third pacer's spot will boil down to Mavi and Umran Malik. Because you need out and out pace in the West Indies where you're playing hard wickets. You'll play in Barbados, you'll play in some other venues that have good pace and bounce, except for Georgetown, maybe for Guyana and Port of Spain. Jamaica has pacey and bouncy wickets. So perhaps Umran's pace or Shivam Mavi's pace could work there rather than Arshdeep's accurate line and length bowling.
Arshdeep, by the way, is also quick, huh?
Yeah, 135, 140 he can touch.
140 he can.
Yes, his Yorkers, if he nails it, it's over 140 kmph.
So you still have, let's not discard Arshdeep. I think this is the reason why Siraj just walks into the Indian team now. Why? Because there was a period he was struggling, and for him, I think the red ball success. He's been more successful in red ball cricket. He's been successful in ODIs also, and T20 perhaps. If you compare all the three formats, I think T20s is his weaker link,
Yes.
but still he is better than a lot of other fast bowlers that India has or who are available for India. So I'm saying, one has to see the example of Mohammad Siraj. The Indian team management, the think tank, the selectors persisted with Siraj. That is the reason why today he is your go-to bowler.
Yes.
So let's not. There was something that everybody of us saw in Arshdeep, and he made the cut at the expense of so many other famed fast bowlers.
Right.
So he got to play in the 11, in the Asia Cup, in the World Cup, a youngster, 20, in his early 20s. So I think let's show some patience with Arshdeep. Obviously he has to iron out a few flaws, and I don't know about his confidence at this stage. So
those no balls in the Sri Lanka series and in the game in Ranchi really hurt him. So that's why. Hey, go down, Nurag. Go down. Okay. Puneet is asking, is Shreyas Iyer and Siraj dropped from T20 setup? As you guys said, they both are part of the setup and they have not been selected. And how is Shreyas Iyer recovery? Will he be available for BGT? Puneet, we hope that Shreyas Iyer is available because recovering from a back injury does take a bit of time, and we hope that he is available in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Siraj, in an ODI year and in a potentially World Test Championship final year, you will want to ensure that they are rested. Siraj is your key bowler in the Border Gavaskar Trophy also. So you rest him for the T20Is, and then it makes sense for him. And Shreyas Iyer, I hope he recovers before the Border Gavaskar Trophy, because he will be one of your key players there. Because if you want to tackle spin, then Shreyas Iyer is your go-to batsman because he's a great player of spin.
And also, one of the reasons why you need a Shreyas Iyer, one, of course, he is a good player against spin. Second, there is a decent amount of experience in the top order. You have a Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul will open with him. Then you have Cheteshwar Pujara, another experienced player. Then you have Virat at number 4. Now you look at the Indian middle order or the lower middle order. It's completely devoid of experience.
Yes.
Because Shreyas Iyer, I know, even Shreyas Iyer has hardly played a few games. He just
about 5-6 tests.
Because there is no Rishabh Pant there. So one of the wicket keepers will also make his debut. Most likely it will be KS Bharat in the first test, and then you'll have to rely on somebody like Ravindra Jadeja. That's it.
And Ashwin 7-8.
So you need Shreyas Iyer, but I'll have to check. We'll have to check. In fact, what happens there.
Yes, because Shreyas Iyer, although I don't know, there were reports that he had uploaded a story on his Instagram about the painful recovery that was going on his back. But I can't see that story anymore now. So maybe
he took it down later.
Maybe he took it down later and it was too graphic for it. That's why. So GGK is asking, when Prithvi will get the chance? Only 11 T20Is after the series before T20. 3 versus West Indies, 5 versus Oz and 3 versus SA. 2024 World Cup is just after IPL and not in October. GGK, we didn't say that it will be in October. It will be in July, August, around the West Indies period. At that time only. when will Prithvi get a chance? GGK is asking.
In what? In what?
In T20Is. Only 11 T20Is after the series before the 2024 T20 World Cup.
See, I'll tell you, even though Prithvi Shaw, of course, the clamour was growing by the day about Prithvi Shaw, but I was always pretty sure. Things can change. Team management can decide. But I was actually not too sure if Prithvi Shaw will get a game in this T20 series. You never know, because now, see, if you would have won the first 2 games, there could have been a possibility that maybe in the last game you could have made a few changes and Prithvi Shaw could have been given an opportunity. But then I have my doubts. Although 2 bad games for Shubman Gill or Ishan Kishan can still change things.
Exactly. So, because the time Prithvi Shaw was unfortunately away from the Indian cricket team, a lot of players stepped up and took their chances. That is why they are now in the forefront when it comes to selection, and Prithvi will have to unfortunately wait. And Hardik Pandya made it clear in that press conference at Ranchi that we will start with Shubman Gill.
Yes.
So that is why for Prithvi to break through, he will have to have a fantastic IPL, an out of the world IPL.
And also, let's say, possibly hope, I know they're all teammates, but hope that, one of them flounders up top, because that's the only way that he gets a chance, because we have just begun to see the start of something new, let's say, in Indian cricket, a new template that's being talked about so much. And for you to see any sort of a change so early in that template has to happen. It can't just happen with one force. I think with speaking from Prithvi Shaw's perspective, yes, of course, he's got to get his act together with the bat in the IPL, and of course possibly just hope maybe that there's some favor that his teammate can
either
go.
from his 2016 class of Ishan Kishan or 2018 Shubman Gill.
Yeah,
but that's expecting too much. I think we'll have to wait, because see, this and the one in Ahmedabad, it will be the last T20s that India will play before the IPL, and after that you will play in the West Indies in June, July.
yeah.
So, but why are we, of course, we are expecting that Prithvi Shaw may score some good runs in the IPL. But let's not discount the fact that there are other players. What if Shubman Gill has a brilliant season with the bat with Gujarat Titans?
Same with Ishan Kishan.
What if Virat Kohli gets too many runs? Then the moment you have somebody in that middle order, then suddenly your options again are very limited.
The cards are shuffled up entirely once
Are we just missing Shikhar Dhawan's name here? Because he and IPL also.
I think the boat
but
has,
again,
the ship has sailed for Dhawan.
See, Shikhar Dhawan has been playing just one format, that is ODIs. So I think Shubman.
No, I'm just saying, what if?
No.
You're not, or that's very clear that we've now moved past him.
We selectors are talking about. What talking about? They have already left out the likes of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Now we are talking about Shikhar Dhawan, who hasn't been in the scheme of things as far as T20s are concerned for so many years now.
Exactly.
He is playing just one format, or rather was, and now Shubman Gill has replaced him there also. So I think Shikhar Dhawan, I'll be highly surprised if you go back to him.
I think the ship has sailed for him,
Perhaps,
unfortunately.
yes. See, the only thing with him is, since we were talking about IPL and runs, he is always up there when you talk about runs in the IPL.
No, but Harshit, he has been scoring runs in the IPL. But tell me, when has it happened that he's in the last couple of seasons at least, that he was considered?
No, you're right. You're absolutely. I'm just saying. I was just tempted to say this. Let's say, because we're talking about, let's say, of course, the situation around Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma and them scoring runs in the IPL means a lot more than, let's say, a Shikhar Dhawan scoring runs in the IPL. But again, there are all sorts of things being said at the moment. That is this team just too heavy on, let's say, youngsters right now, and you need that blend, let's say, of experience.
It is. It's a fact. But the point is that this is the reason why Hardik Pandya was made captain, a month ago or a couple of months ago, because they know that the World Cup is in 2024.
Yes.
So they still have time to groom this team.
Yes.
Hardik Pandya has time to groom this team. the players have time to gain some experience of say.
This is interestingly something we were talking about yesterday as well on the show, that maybe you don't need, you know, instant changes regardless of how things pan out over 2 to 3 series, and 3 series essentially is what 9 to 10 games. You are looking at the World Cup, which is only next year. If you play these players, if you stick to this ideology and this new template, then you're grooming, that's the right word as you said, then you're grooming them for the big stage, which is next year's World Cup.
Yep.
Puneet is asking, you've taken this.
I've taken Puneet, yeah.
Okay.
Go down, we'll take last question. Yeah, Mayank Taplial agrees. Shefali Verma will be a legend in future in women's cricket. She looks confident to lead senior women's cricket team too in the coming days. We'll wait on the senior women's cricket team, but yes, Shefali Verma scored 15 out of the 16 runs already, and she's already out, unfortunately, to Hannah
Oh,
Baker.
she is?
She is out to Hannah Baker. So that is why, give Shefali time.
I think, by the way, it was Shefali only who dismissed Hannah Baker.
Yes.
It was.
Revenge is sweet indeed. So, India have already made a great start, 16 for 1 in 3 overs.
It's a matter of time.
69.
It's a matter of time.
And in the Hockey World Cup, we are also building up to that also. It's Germany versus Belgium. And in the third place playoff, Netherlands have thrashed Australia 3-1. And that's why the Kookaburras have ended with 4th, 2 heartbreaking losses. Netherlands have won the bronze. So now who will win? Germany versus Belgium. We'll be back for that also, and we are all set to start at the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow.
Yeah.
And what's
Very
the
new
capacity?
stadium, right, Rahul?
Yeah, this is the new one.
And
New one?
capacity 70,000.
Is it?
Is it 70? I don't think it's.
Seems to be a huge stadium.
What seems?
See,
This stadium seems to be used.
yeah,
But this is fairly away from this is not in the heart of the city. It's a little on the outskirts.
I've not been to this stadium. I've been to the Green Park, Kanpur.
yeah,
Kanpur.
Kanpur, yeah.
That was an iconic venue.
Yeah, 50,000. 50,000.
50,000. That's also
50,000. That's
decent.
huge,
That's also
yeah.
decent. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but nothing to beat the Ahmedabad Motera
Of
Stadium.
course.
1,30,000.
Of course. Or the Eden Gardens.
That has,
Eden Garden too
it's
has reduced.
66,000 now.
It's come down to that?
Yes, because they restructured the entire stadium. No, the old stadium could house about 1,10,000.
1,10,000, yeah.
But now it's half that. No. So we'll be back. The cricket action will not stop. We'll be back with more lives, more analysis, and we are only a couple of minutes away from glory in the next 20 to 30 minutes.
What
Hopefully.
glory?
What glory?
Couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
20 to 30 minutes away from glory.
A couple of minutes is 20-30 minutes for City.
Yeah. See, in an
But
action,
anyway, we're going to be back in the jiffy. That's what we mean.
in an
over here.
action-packed sports day, 20-30 minutes seems to be a couple of minutes. That's how time flies.
True. We've all been running around only for you guys. So we're going to
Loving
be
it.
back. Said we loving it, Rahul? Loving it? Loving the action?
Absolutely.
We're all loving it here at Sports Today, and we'll continue to fill you in with everything happening across sports. Tennis, we've already updated you. Lots of cricket action as well underway, and hockey too. So we're going to keep you posted for now. From Rahul, Sidvi and Harshit, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.